Do you fall asleep within 30 minutes of getting into bed? If you wake up in the middle of the night, it's not more than 5 minutes. Do you feel refreshed and full of energy when you wake up like you're ready to take on the day? If you answered no to any of these questions, then it's possible that you're not getting adequate sleep. Hi, I'm Pratishtha, and today we'll be talking about sleep. So let's start with trying to understand how sleep works. Sleep is not a passive process. While your body is getting, a physical downtime, there is a lot happening inside. Memories are being formed, and it is the most effective time for the body to carry out its healing and repair processes. And even when it comes to mental health, sleep plays an important role. Not getting enough sleep can impair your judgment, can make you feel upset, irritable, you might have compromised decision making, and you're more vulnerable to feeling stressed out and not be able to cope with it. So it's important to recognize if that's happening to you. Let's quickly understand what impacts our sleep cycle. Our sleep is a combination of two processes mostly: the circadian rhythm, or what is more popularly known as our biological clock or our body clock, and the sleep wake homeostasis, which is also known as sleep pressure. Now, the circadian rhythm is something which is attuned to the environmental cues, particularly light. So when it starts to get darker, our brain starts preparing for sleep. The sleep hormone melatonin is released, and our brain starts preparing our body for sleep. And when it starts to get lighter, it starts triggering the wakeful activity. The second process, which is the sleep pressure or the sleep wake homeostasis, it starts to build the longer you're awake. Your sleep pressure builds up till a point your body and brain cannot take it anymore and you fall asleep. So it's a combination of these two processes that create your own, unique sleep cycle, and it is the interruption precisely in these two processes which will disturb your sleep. Imagine a scenario. It's the end of a tiring day, your body is hurting, you're super tired, and you're trying to fall asleep, but you just can't. Or if you fall asleep, it's disturbed sleep. You wake up multiple times in the night, or when you wake up in the morning, you're not feeling as fresh. That can happen to any of us, and multiple reasons can contribute to it. Let's try to understand what it might be for you. The most common reason is stress or mental exhaustion. If your body and brain, or rather if your brain has gone through the day active throughout or on an alert mode throughout, it will not magically shut off at night. In fact, even if you have fallen asleep, being stressed through the day will keep your mind, keep your brain in an alert mode, thinking, planning, overthinking, even while you're asleep, so that when you wake up, you're not feeling rested. The second thing, and probably the most common thing that interrupts with your sleep, and you're not going to like it, is your phone. The blue light that all our gadgets emit interrupt with sleep because they suppress the release of melatonin, and hence your brain does not get the signal that it's time to sleep. But another thing that happens quite frequently is, you're scrolling on your phone at night and your brain continues to be active. It's not winding down. Instead of ending your day, calming down, winding down, the phone keeps you up. Rather, it's possible that it activates you even further. The third thing that often or can possibly interrupt with your sleep is if you're going through a difficult time. That could be a difficulty in your workplace, that could be a difficulty in a relationship, or maybe something's up with your health and you're stressed about it. Now, stress, the way our body responds to stress, the response of the sympathetic nervous system, it further activates our brain and our body, and hence interrupting in calming it down, in relaxing when it's time to sleep. Other things such as physical health concerns sometimes can interfere with sleep, such as sleep apnea, PCOS, thyroid imbalance, or any hormonal imbalance. All of these things can compromise your sleep. Occasionally, medications taken for mental health concerns or even physical health concerns can create or contribute to sleep difficulties as a side effect. But one of the things which is important and is very changeable, probably the most changeable, is just poor sleep hygiene. which is just a catch-all fancy term for habits that will, that you're doing that are just delaying sleep. Whether it is eating your food in bed, scrolling your phone in bed, or working in bed, or having caffeine close to your bedtime, these small activities contribute to poor sleep hygiene and can push sleep bit by bit, sometimes without you even realizing. So, if you're struggling with sleep, check for these 5 reasons: how mentally exhausted you are, whether your how much time you're spending on your gadgets, on your phone close to your bedtime. Are you emotionally overwhelmed because of some difficult experience in life? Is there any physical health concern or the medication associated with it? And poor sleep habits or poor sleep hygiene. And we'll talk about how you can correct these things so that you can sleep better.